We just completed our first short drama built through an end-to-end AI workflow. The script, storyboard, video, music, and subtitles all involved AI generation. That sentence sounds like a perfect one-click demo. The real process was the opposite. The breakthrough was not asking a model for one beautiful clip. It was turning 5 fragile creative steps into a production system that can be checked, revised, and run again. In this video, I want to break down the entire pipeline. How we moved from story to shots, how Claude Code and Seedance 2.0 Pro fit into the workflow, where the process still fails, and why stronger AI makes human standards and taste more important, not less. Chapter 1. Change the target. Most people begin AI video with a prompt like, make a cinematic scene of a character entering a room. That can produce an impressive clip. It does not produce a watchable story. A short drama needs structure, character continuity, visual continuity, pacing, sound, and a large number of decisions that connect one moment to the next. A beautiful shot can even damage the final piece if it breaks the story or cannot connect to the following shot. So our target was not to generate a video. Our target was to create a repeatable production line. We divided the work into 5 stages: script, storyboard, video, music, and subtitles. Each stage has a defined input, a defined output, and a clear place to return when something fails. This sounds like engineering because it is. But structure protects creativity. When every stage produces an inspectable artifact, we can locate the problem. Is the scene weak because the conflict is missing? Is the generation unstable because the storyboard is vague? Is the edit slow because the shots have no usable endpoints? Without that structure, every failure becomes a total restart. Chapter 2. The script is not an unrestricted model output. Language models can produce text that looks like a screenplay very quickly. That is not the same as producing a story that can be shot. Before generation, we still need to define the characters, the central conflict, the reason a viewer should keep watching, the purpose of every scene, and the change that happens by the end. We break the story into scene units. Each unit answers 4 questions. Who is acting? What do they want? What blocks them? And what changes before the scene ends? The model is valuable for creating options, testing variations, and accelerating rewrites. The human job is to decide which conflict is real and which dialogue only sounds polished. We also avoid regenerating the entire script when one section fails. Local constraints, version history, and structured notes help us preserve what already works. Claude Code became useful here as a workflow layer. It did not replace the creative decision. It helped organize files, maintain versions, run repeated checks, and turn routine operations into reliable steps. In other words, the model produced possibilities, while the workflow preserved the project. Chapter 3. Turn prose into a real storyboard. There cannot be a single prompt between a script and a finished scene. Every scene must become a sequence of shots with a framing, a subject position, an action, a camera move, lighting, duration, and a clear relationship to the previous and next shot. The storyboard is more than a visual plan. It is the contract for the rest of the pipeline. Video generation, editing, music cues, and subtitle timing all depend on it. Consider the instruction: the character walks into a room and looks nervous. That leaves almost every production decision undefined. Where does the shot begin? Is it wide or close? Does the camera move? What action communicates nervousness? Where does the character stop? What composition must exist at the final frame so the next shot can connect? When those details are explicit, the output becomes easier to evaluate. We can also identify high-risk shots before spending generation time. Multi-character interaction, continuous physical action, hands, occlusion, and strict character consistency remain harder than a static single-character shot. Sometimes the correct solution is not a stronger prompt. It is splitting one complex shot into 2 simpler shots or changing the framing. Chapter 4. Video generation is shot production, not a lottery. For the video stage, we used Seedance 2.0 Pro. The important decision was to generate shot by shot from the storyboard, inspect each result, label the failure, and revise the relevant constraint. We do not evaluate a shot only by sharpness or visual impact. We ask whether the character remains consistent, whether the action completes, whether the eyeline makes sense, whether the ending frame can cut to the next shot, and whether the emotional tone supports the scene. This reveals a common AI video problem. Every clip can look impressive on its own, while the sequence still feels like several unrelated demos. The answer is not only a better model, it is reference material, stable descriptions, shot identifiers, version comparison, and a clear selection standard. The difference between a lottery and a production line is not the number of generations. It is whether you preserve decisions. A lottery saves the winning file. A production system saves why that file won, which constraint changed, and what the next operator should do when the same problem appears again. That information is what makes a second episode easier than the first. Chapter 5. Music and subtitles are not decoration. Many AI videos reveal their demo quality during post-production. One track plays at the same emotional intensity from beginning to end. Subtitles reproduce every word in a large block. The result may be technically complete, but it does not feel directed. We first mark the emotional turns in the story. Where does suspense begin? Where should the scene accelerate? Where does it need silence? Where is the reversal? Music should support those moments without competing with dialogue or flattening every scene into the same beat. Subtitles also require design. They should increase comprehension without covering the performance or composition. Line breaks, duration, emphasized words, and safe areas should be determined from the final voice and picture. Copying the script into a template is not enough. This is another reason the 5 stages must remain connected. A late change to a scene can alter the music cue and subtitle timing. A real pipeline keeps those dependencies visible. Chapter 6. What is the human still doing? After finishing the first drama, our answer became clearer. AI does not automatically give you a standard. It gives you more candidates, faster. The human role moves upward into 4 positions. First, standards. Someone has to define what makes a scene work, what counts as character consistency, and when the pacing is too slow. Second, judgment. When the system generates 10 alternatives, someone must recognize which one supports the story and which one is visually impressive but structurally wrong. Third, taste. Taste is not choosing a filter. It is aligning story, framing, sound, and rhythm around one direction. Fourth, execution systems. A good idea has no production capacity if every attempt starts from zero. File naming, version control, asset tracking, automated checks, and a clear revision path determine whether the process can scale. So when we say one person can make an entire story, we do not mean one person presses a button and waits. One person can now coordinate a set of AI tools across roles that previously required repeated handoffs. Human value does not disappear. It moves from isolated manual tasks to the director's console for the whole system. Chapter 7. Why the next step is batch production. Completing one drama proves that the pipeline can run once. The real test begins now. Can the second and third projects move faster? Can quality remain stable? Which standards can be reused? Which steps still need human intervention? Our next phase is to make the workflow more productized. More stable script structures, storyboard formats, shot generation, asset management, music cues, and subtitle checks. That is also the direction behind Nouvelle. Turning the idea that one person can make a whole drama into a repeatable production method. The conclusion is simple. The AI video breakthrough is not one perfect generated shot. It is connecting script, storyboard, video, music, and subtitles into a complete pipeline. Model capability determines what can be generated. Workflow capability determines whether you can keep delivering. Human standards and taste determine whether the final work is worth watching. Our first drama is finished. Now we are moving into batch production. Follow Hunter as we share the real methods, failures, and iterations behind this AI filmmaking pipeline.